Chamber break here. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm back at it. Got my range set up. Steel every 100 out to 900. They're not set up in 100 increments. They're 104, 108, so on, whatever it might be. Basically every distance is set up, and the steel varies in size to 2 MOA down to half MOA, depending on the distance. I probably won't film the whole range this year. I have in the past. I have some old video of that. It's basically the same. And I got a couple targets left to put up where the steel just needs some repairs. So my challenge this year was this winter was I wanted to improve my shooting, and I wanted to do so by kind of just shooting various calibers, learning their ballistics, and doing a lot more challenging on the fly type stuff. So today I have a 17 Remington. That's this right here. This is a 17 caliber bullet, and the parent case is a 223. Basically, that's parent case of the cartridge, and it has a 17 caliber bullet, and it is one of the few cartridges where the powder charge is more than the bullet. This bullet travels at 4,000 feet per second. This is a 25 grain. And they can actually be over that for the 20 grain, which makes them a barrel burner. But they also can be very accurate and very good varmint round. They were made as a varmint round. 1971 they came out. This gun came out as a Remington 700, completely stock with a cheap Tasco stock on it, or optic on it. This is the first centerfire I got. It was a gift from my dad. It was his before that. 1973 they came out with a different twist. This is a 10 twist. That was the 9 twist that came out in 73 and beyond. And this bullet basically disintegrates if it touches anything at that velocity. I've never shot it out past maybe 300 yards. I'm going to try to shoot it at further distance, but I'm not exactly sure what I'll find. It's extremely wind sensitive. The problem I have is this old Tasco scope. This is from the 80s. It's a 24 power. It's what was on the gun when I got it. It's what I've shot a lot of groundhogs with and a lot of varmints with. I love hunting with this gun because there's very, very rare that it ever exits the carcass. It goes in, does a tremendous amount of collateral damage, and then doesn't exit. Anyway, so I'll be shooting this with a duplex scope with very little adjustment, and I'm going to try to do some swag and just basically hold it and see if I can't get it on at the 800 yard target that I have, which is a 4x4 wind target that I call it. Hopefully I'll get some images of that. That basically allows me to get on steel at 800 and see how the wind is affecting things on different days. Today I have a 2-mile-an-hour wind. It's in my face. That will affect this bullet quite a bit because it's 17 caliber. But basically that's it. I get started today. I'm hoping to shoot about 200 rounds of 17, and it will maybe some of the last that I will shoot this gun. It's actually, I've tried to buy them numerous times, and it's a hard gun to get a hold of. You have to pay quite a bit of money for them. It is just, like I said, a standard wood stock. I at one point was going to build, when I built my first 223, which I built myself, I was going to build a 17 caliber AR with a heavy match barrel, and I never did. I was going to put a shilling barrel on it, and I kind of wish I had now, at least to have experienced that. I absolutely love shooting this cartridge. There's no recoil whatsoever. It's just more loud than anything, and it is a real pleasure to hunt with. I hunted with this for 5 or 6 plus years, from 14 into my 20s until I eventually got my 250, which I also have today, which is what I'm going to shoot after this. So it'll be 17 caliber, 250, 223. That's probably what I'm going to start with here, and kind of work my way all the way back up to the 375 enabler, which is what I'm actually hoping all of this will improve my shooting. This has been very challenging, finding a way to get this gun what I'm accustomed to, which is very stable. I've used various bags. I've got some very unlevel, I guess you could say, bipods. They have adjustable legs, but you have to tighten them down, so it's hard to get them level. I don't have a bubble level on here. My initial goal was to put my Patriot on here with my, put it on every gun actually, with my Charlie Terac, so that I could shoot extreme long ranges for some of these small calibers and be able to adjust it no problem. Unfortunately, I'd have to change the rail, and I don't really want to go to that route. So I'm going to try this first and see if I can't just hold over and try to shoot at these distances. This duplex stock or optic, you basically have no idea what you're doing. So anyway, that's what we're here to do today. We're going to shoot quite a few of these. I'm hoping to get some video of at least some of the impacts at 300-400 yards. I'm not sure. See how well the battery lasts. And if you have any questions or comments, let me know. Otherwise, we're here with the Remington 700 stock from the 1971. This is a 17 Remington. I'm shooting the 25 grain, and I have some 20 grain match rounds here. All my reloads have been shot, so we're going to give it a try and see what happens. The amusing part of all this is that I used to shoot on 23.5-inch Harris 5 pads, and it was completely unstable, and these triggers are just deplorable. I mean, just terrible. But part of the challenge here is that by shooting on somewhat unstable platforms with varying trigger pulls, because all the guns are going to have different trigger pulls, I will get myself to a place where I'm more able to just kind of naturally shoot. If everything's always perfect, and you go to a match and it's not perfect, or you go into a hunting situation and it's not perfect, you're going to find yourself unable to actually perform. And this has been an issue for me for quite a while. I go to various matches, right? Or shooting, or hunting, I mean. And things are different than what I was accustomed to practicing with. And you're kind of flailing about, trying to improve your shooting, or trying to do well in either a hunting situation or a match situation where every shot counts, and then you do poorly because it wasn't exactly like you sitting here on your platform. All I can say is shooting with a duplex scope is extremely hard. I've hit 3 out of 6 with 435 yards, which is still pretty phenomenal for a bullet that's 25 grains, going 4,000 feet per second. It's actually lost well over 1,000 feet per second at that distance. But I don't like how you just you have to just hold over. Swag is scientific wild ass guess, and you're just kind of holding over out there in a duplex. You have a straight bar, and you got to repeat that every time. So we'll keep at her here, but it is not enjoyable for me, at least in my opinion, to shoot when you're just kind of guessing. And I mean, I'm out there trying to hold about 15 inches, and I am getting a little better with this terrible trigger, which is nice. But the gun is about one MOA, maybe a little better than that. And so that's not really helping matters out there. Anyway, I'm Chamber Break. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Got any questions? Feel free to reach out to me. And as always, I thank you for your continued support and hope you enjoyed. Forward forever, backward never.